Okay, good morning. Let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, assistant state attorneys, both sides ready to proceed.
The July 30th visitation video. I do need to inform the court that after 31 minutes and 26 seconds, the audio either drops out or is bad, so we'll have to conclude at that point. And I think that's the only remaining video that has any audio problems. So, but it's after about 30 minutes. And that is George and Cindy Anthony, July 30th, 2008.
Mr. Baez?
Yes, sir. We would just continue to object, renew our previous motions and objections as to relevance 403 and any other highly prejudicial and irrelevant matters that these tapes may contain.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Objections noted. Okay, I gave the defense last evening and you were gone. Do y'all have the quick start menu for the bridge program for the real time?
I believe we did receive something.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you had it.
Yes, I do believe we did.
Okay, let's bring the jury back in. Okay, does the state recognize the presence of the jury? And does the defense? Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Did you heed all of my previous admonition? Okay, I'm working on the two matters that you asked me to work on. Dish in the restaurant, and I guess the hamburger. Okay. All right. State may proceed.
Your Honor, at this time we would seek permission to publish what I believe will be 71 in evidence. There is a stipulation regarding this matter as well.
Okay, is that the video involving George and Cindy Anthony, July 30th?
Correct.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let me read to you the following stipulation between the state and the defense. George and Cindy Anthony attended a video-recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on July 30th, 2008 at 900 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations. You may proceed to publish the exhibit, noting previous objections. The exhibit is exhibit number what, Ms. 71. Exhibit number 71.
Tired, but good.
Can you see our shirts?
Yeah. Can you, Dad, stand up and model again?
Dad, stand up, Dad. Can you see her?
Oh, wow, that's good. Yeah, that's really good.
Annie had those done.
Annie had those done?
Annie
She's awesome. Tell Annie thank you. Yeah, tell her thank you.
We just got them last night.
Cool. So, nothing. Didn't get to sleep early the night before, so I was catching up on that from last night. I think I passed out at like 7:30. Woke up maybe twice in the middle of the night, passed back out, and woke up at 5:15, 5:20 when breakfast came this morning. So I at least got good sleep last night. So I'm still a little tired.
Good to see you yesterday.
Yeah, you too. I mean, I know I missed our visit in the morning, but at least I got a chance to see you in person, which, you know, is a little bit better anyway, so. How's Dad doing?
He's okay. I'll let you say hi.
Okay.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear your voice.
know, likewise.
and to see you right now, and it makes me feel very good. So give me a chance to see you even yesterday, just for a brief moment, just a little wave from you. But I want you to know I love you. Miss you.
I know. I love you too.
The house is very quiet. With you not being there, with Kayla not being there, it's just empty.
I know.
It's harder and harder each day.
Trust me, I know. Every day it gets longer. It's Wednesday, so it's been 2 weeks.
Well, I just want you to know the outpouring of friends and just total people we've never met before in our lives. And they're touched by everything, and everyone's focus is, for Kayla. And that says so much about her.
Yeah, I just wish that, outside of our family and our friends and our community, that there was more people, more people that are directly involved with the case, that their focus was Kaylee.
Well,
but
we try to keep everyone in that particular mindset, It's, we get all questions about you, but we always try to redirect that to finding our granddaughter here. So,
oh, I know. I know that's your focus, and I'm glad.
No, I just want you to realize we're not going in any direction except the direction to find her. We just need as much help as we can get.
Oh, absolutely. And you know that I'm going to give you whatever help that I can from where I'm at, considering the situation. So,
We've got people from, the east side of town, the west side of town, north, south, miles and miles away calling us. So, we're stopping by.
Lee was telling me about the charities and stuff that you're directly involved with,
There's a lot
things that you're doing.
There's
Yeah.
This week, up in Daytona.
That's something he was telling me about. Yeah.
There's a wrestling organization wants to do a benefit for her, for the other
That's
missing
great.
children, and it's just bringing something. Your mom wants you to hold on to this.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, sweetie. People Magazine's doing a feature on missing children, and Kaylee's
Uh-huh.
going to be on the cover on Friday.
Okay, yeah, I remember you had said something about that.
Yeah, well, it was finalized. We haven't seen it yet, but they said it's coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
So that'll hit a lot of newsstands and get her picture out in places that we might not be able to do.
Good. I mean, God, every day I just...
Is there any...
Mom,
Is there
we're not talking...
No,
can't.
I know, Art. I'm just wondering if there's anything else you want me to tell Kaylee, because everybody's, I always get an opportunity to speak to the media. Is there anything you want me to say to Kaylee? Any new thoughts or anything?
Just tell her that I love her and that I miss her. I mean, that's the constant. Being as strong as I can, considering the situation, it's just hard. It's just very hard.
I know. I
just want to go home. Every day I wake up, I'm just hoping and praying that I get to go home. I just want to be with you guys. I just want to help find her. Because I feel a little hopeless. I feel a little helpless here. I mean, honestly, not really hopeless, but more helpless. Because I can't do anything from where I'm at.
Is there anything I could do for you that would make you feel like you're doing something? Is there anything special you want me to do?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I heard that you were on Larry King last night. I'm sure that went well. He's a very insightful person.
Holly went on Nancy Grace last night.
Did she?
Yes. I could hear her. She was in the room next to me. She's tough. She's a tough lady. She loves you.
I know she
very,
does.
very much.
She always has. I know that. When I got a chance to talk to Lee the other day, he was telling me about everybody's involvement, especially Holly and Fred. And, that much in our community, which, is good because they're our extended family.
Annie and Corey and Becky and just everybody's helping out.
Good.
Doing everything that they can. I got to see Lauren the other night.
Did you? How is she?
House.
What? Do you know what the baby is?
It's a boy. She's going to have a boy. I gave her belly a kiss. I've got a card from her and Mandy for you. If I can get them to you, we'll get them to you, okay?
Yeah, I knew she was gonna have a boy. I could feel it. I had a dream about her the other night.
She's starting to show. She's really cute.
Oh man, I want
She
to
loves
see
you
her.
very much.
I know.
She loves you very much. Everybody is helping in their own way. Chris Corso stopped by last night.
Did he?
Tell you that he loves you.
Those are my big brothers, I know. Every day I'm worried about Grandma. How is she? Is there any change?
I haven't had a chance to talk to her. I've emailed her. It's very hard, Casey.
I know.
It's very emotional, and it's very hard. And I know that Uncle Dan's taking good care of her.
Oh, Uncle Dan's been up. Okay.
I believe so.
Oh, God. Just my heart is aching because I just want to be back with our family. At least my gut every day, stronger and stronger. I know we're going to see Kaylee. I know she's coming home. I can feel it. I want you to know that. I know, I want her home now.
I want her home so we can celebrate her 3rd birthday.
I know.
As a family again.
I know. Every day I can feel it, Mom. I know that I'm going to be home with you guys. I know she's going to be home with us. Everyone just has to keep that faith because mine's growing stronger every day.
Have you gotten to speak with a pastor or minister or anything like that?
It's kind of funny. One day last week, I was supposed to be going to see Jose. Normally we meet in one of the rooms that's right outside of our dorms. And there's 2 people sitting at this table, and that's where they sat me down, and I'm thinking, this isn't my attorney. Coincidentally, it was, the 2 people that work here for the church and all of that, and we sat down and had a little conversation while we were waiting to get stuff sorted out to find out where Jose was. And he told me a little story. At that moment, I mean, that's exactly what I needed. It lifted my heart, it lifted my spirit.
What was the story? Can you share it?
Yeah, he was telling me that one night, he went to bed and he had a very heavy heart and couldn't figure out why. And he woke up in the middle of the night and he was in a closet. And just waking up in a closet, not knowing how he got there, why he got there, and just started laughing. And just kept laughing. And the more he laughed, he said he ended up cracking himself up to the point that he forgot what was ailing him, what was bothering him at that time, and his heart lifted. And it made him feel better. And we're just sitting there having, a great laugh about it. And, and he even told me that laughter is one of those things that can get you out of whatever you're feeling,
Right.
even when you're at your lowest point.
Well,
And it's true.
laughter is just as therapeutic as crying.
Oh, of course.
And,
It's
you
necessary.
can't feel guilty for laughing. You can't feel guilty for
No.
having, thoughts of other things. I know you're consumed with Kaylee.
But I do need to keep myself distracted. And that night, it was just before I saw Jose. I mean, it happened for that reason. I mean, everything happens for a reason. I know that. I was talking to a couple people about that yesterday. Everyone that I ended up talking to yesterday was the most nuts morning you wouldn't even believe. They woke me up at 4:30 to take me to the courthouse, which I knew I didn't have to be there until the afternoon. So I'm thinking, well, why are they getting me 4.5 hours earlier than they did last time?
Well, they just want to keep you out of everybody's
No,
sight.
not even. They thought that I had a morning court. So I'm walked down with another person. They put her in holding. They take me down, whatever, and I take my first ride over to the courthouse. We get there about 6:45, and there's no room for me because I have to be by myself again. So they sent me back here. And I came back here until, about 9:30. In the meantime, witnessed something else that was just very enlightening to me throughout the morning. And get back to the courthouse again, and it's the same people that were there the prior week when we had gone for the bond hearing. So they knew me by name, kind of made me smile, made me laugh, because it was a couple of really nice ladies that took care of me, in a sense.
Right.
The outcome of yesterday, I mean, I kind of expected that, so it didn't bother me so much. I just was kind of worried about, obviously, our conversations, so we have to keep everything as quiet as possible, which is fine. I'd rather talk about other stuff as much as we can anyway. Had a little laugh about that with the two guys that walked me back out, because one of them was the same guy from the week before, and it was like deja vu. You know, within all of that time, it made me smile, it made me laugh. Seeing you guys both there yesterday, I know that I was supposed to see you both in the morning. That made me even happier to see you both, to hear Dad in person, to see you in person, even though we didn't get a chance to speak.
Right.
But that felt so much better in my heart. Because at least then you weren't that far away. Right now, you know, there's so much between us, and yesterday that made me feel better. You know, and then coming back here, I rode on one of their vans 3 times yesterday, so I got a little field trip. So it was kind of nice to be out of this atmosphere and to be gone all day. Granted, I only had 3 hours of sleep that night, or going into it, just because of things going on here. But, I mean, in a way, it was kind of uplifting. It just kind of put a lot of stuff back into perspective. Not that my perspective's been faltered or has wavered in any sense, but it kind of showed me some things about myself, about, you know, what's going on in the world outside, which is what I needed. You know, and again, to see you both was probably the most important thing of the day. So, I'm glad that you guys got a chance to come. I know you probably didn't hear about the court until last minute, which I had neither.
We didn't hear about it until we were here waiting for waiting for you yesterday, and then they said you were already taken over there. So we were sitting here at an empty screen, wondering where you were.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping that someone would relay the message to you. I mean, again, I didn't know about it until 10:30 the night before.
Right.
So it was kind of a, hey, real quick, we're going to court tomorrow. So I'm thinking, all right, great. At least I got a chance to shower the night before.
Well,
Anyway.
Dad's over here shaking, wanting to talk to you, so
I know he is. I saw you pushing his hand.
Because you were telling me a story, and I wanted you to be able to do that.
I know. I appreciate it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Grandma, Grandpa, they send their best to you.
How are they doing?
They're not doing too well. Grandpa he's had some episodes. He's had to take a lot of extra medication.
Okay.
And she's almost had to call, I guess, the paramedics last 2 or 3 days.
Uh-huh.
Almost every day. So I just want to let you know this is how to take a toll on this. You know, I mean, they want the best for you, but they want the little girl back, you know, and they're apologizing because, you know, they felt, you know, they weren't around enough for her and stuff. I tried to explain to them, you know, that wasn't the case. I mean, they got, you know, they got to see, you know, when they physically could, so.
Yeah, exactly. They got to spend time with her. It's not like they just saw her once when she was a baby. I mean, they got to see her even more interactively as she's gotten older.
Well, you know, anytime I even talk to them, well, stuff happens, you know, they always ask, you know, number one is just, you know, how's Kaylee doing, you know, then how's Casey, you know, how's Mom, how's Lee, you know. You know, there were very many times, so many times they were asked about me, you know, sometimes they were always concerned about you and her, you know.
Oh, I know. I mean,
it's always genuine.
Of course.
But, you know, I just want you to know, we miss you a lot.
I know. I miss you guys too. Trust me,
I could have been
you've no idea.
A better dad and a better grandpa, you know.
Dad, God, I can't say this enough to you. You've done everything that you possibly can, and you are the best father. And by far the best grandfather that I've ever met. I'm gonna say that, and I mean that with all my heart. Don't for a second think otherwise, because I won't let you, because it's not the case. You and Mom have always done everything that you ever can to be the best parents, and especially the best grandparents. So,
the house, and the house that you live at, and she lives at, that's your guys' home. It's home.
and we're coming home. And we're all going to be back there. We're all going to be home together. You guys just need to have strong faith. Just keep believing that, because it's going to happen. I can feel it. I was just telling Mom. I can feel it more every day. So I don't want, you guys not to eat or not to sleep. I want to take care of Mom, please. She needs to eat. She's talking about me getting too skinny. I've always been this way. She needs to take care of herself. I don't want to see anything happen to anybody, especially because of this.
It goes both ways. You're eating things that you probably never ate before, never thought of. You still got to keep nutrition. You got to keep your thoughts strong.
Oh, I have been, Dad.
You got
I
to have
have.
faith in everything. That's all this is just going to work itself.
Considering where I am, considering the situation, but I just keep thinking about you guys, and actually that's the thing that makes it okay, that makes me feel okay about not crying and being so emotionally distraught that I can't even, think straight.
I know, that's the same way with me. I could curl up in a ball and just be so absorbed with her not being there, which there's moments that I'm like that, but I know that's not going to bring her home.
No, it's not.
Someone has to be her little voice out there.
Exactly, and you're not a little voice by any means.
Well, you know me.
Exactly, and what's funny? I'm going to say this, and you're going to laugh, and I think it's hilarious. Everybody always says, you guys have always said that I'm the loudest one in our family, and then it's you, and then it's Lee, and then Dad, because Dad's the quiet and reserved one. We all know this. But I've been told otherwise from multiple sources that it's your son who is the loud one. Then it's you, then it's me. So, ha.
It's all right. I don't want to be the loud one. I don't want to be the one.
Oh, you're still the middle one, so you're still the moderator within that, so it's not too bad. We know that Dad will always process things thoroughly before having some sort of reaction, or really before saying anything. He's very choice with his words. He always has been, which is good, because I think within our family we kind of need someone like that. Little Kaylee is like you and I. So. Oh, man, it's so good to see you guys. You have no idea. I just want to keep saying that.
I know. That's all we were thinking about yesterday since the thing got canceled, is at least we had today. We were going to do it last night, but we didn't know when there'd be an opportunity. So we played it safe to do it this morning.
Well, I'm glad that you waited, because, had you come at even 8 o'clock or, whenever I was already asleep. And at that point, I wasn't even really asking who was coming. I was like, look, if it's not my family, just let them know that I'm not taking any visits. Just because, for obviously multiple different reasons. It's just easier, I'd rather spend whatever time that I can with everyone, but again, especially with you guys. So,
Do you want us to make another appointment as soon as we can?
of course.
Okay.
I'll see you guys and talk to you guys whenever. All I'm doing is sitting around reading and, getting a chance to nap a little bit, so.
Well, we'll make another one as soon as we can when we leave here today.
Okay. Now can you just walk up and say, hey, I want an appointment in like an hour, or do you have to do it
No,
ahead of time?
Whenever they have availability, and you're only
Based off of
allowed
other
so
people.
Many,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're only allowed so many in a week, I guess.
Okay.
And
All right.
as far as I know, you should have one more left this week, because Lee took one, and then this today, and no one else, I don't think, has gotten to see.
Because I declined those 2 others, yeah. So I'm wondering if that will throw a couple more like back in the bank, or.
Well, the media said that Will canceled it. So.
Oh well, hey, that's good. That's fine. God bless you, Dad.
Is there anything you want me to tell Lee? I'll be talking to him soon.
Just tell him, thank you for everything that he's doing. I know he's doing whatever he possibly can. When we had our conversation the other day, I know I helped him out as much as I could.
I know.
we did our business, and then we got a chance to talk about the charities, and he told me everything that was going on. So I mean, I'm glad that the three of you are kind of doing three different things, but at the same time, I know everyone's efforts again are all focused on Kaylee, and that's what's important to me, and that's what I'm glad is happening. So that's why when I found out you were going on Larry King, I was like, well, it's going to be a good visit, I think.
Well, I would have liked to have been afforded the opportunity to talk more about Kaylee's situation versus having to explain, the 911 tapes
and things like that.
Else. But,
well, you can defer other questions. You can defer questions.
But you know what? It's also important for people to understand.
Where I advise the audio cuts out. And at this point,
Okay.
we would seek to publish 72 in evidence with the stipulation.
Judge, may we approach on that?
Yes, sir. State may proceed.
Your Honor, at this point, we would seek to publish 72 in evidence, along with the stipulation regarding an 8/3/2008 visit by George Anthony.
Previous motions and objections, Judge.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is the following stipulation between the state of Florida and the defense. George Anthony attended a video recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on August 3rd, 2008 at 900 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations. You may publish.
Sorry.
Hi.
Hey, good morning, beautiful. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing better now. I got a chance to see you.
So, how did everything go?
I love you. I miss you.
I know. I miss you too.
Mom loves you. Lee loves you. Oh, God, family, your grandparents, everyone loves you so much. Your aunts, uncles. Everyone just wants everything to work out here as quick as possible.
I know. So do I.
The prayer, everything that everyone has reached out and talked to us, that I want to pass on to you, and hopefully you can get that energy just from my voice this morning to know that we want Kaylee back, my little girl.
I know. All I want is to see Kaylee.
Yeah. Do you know what today's date is?
We have a week until her birthday. I know.
Yeah, we have 6 days.
I know that.
So, I want to have that big party for her. We were first having just a little one, but we don't have a big one,
Well, I want to be home so we can do that, Dad.
I can tell you, on my way in here, I was just standing in line with a lot of other people here to see loved ones and friends, and a lady by the name of Angela said she used to work with you at Kodak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a black lady. She's very, very nice, and she just says, "Oh my gosh, your daughter's a fantastic person." And I said, "I know that." And she says, I know that some things are being portrayed by Case here are totally wrong. And I said, "Yeah, they are. Yeah, they definitely are." So she just sends her love and respect for you and a lot of prayers. Has you been talking to Jose or anything at all the last couple days or today?
I got a chance to see him last night. He was actually going to try to get a hold of you guys today. So, I mean, when you leave, even call him so you guys can get together.
Well,
early.
I arrived here at 8:25 this morning. I already reached out to him. I got his voicemail. I told him I need to talk to him. So, because we haven't talked to him for a couple days.
Yeah, how did everything go with the charity this weekend?
Oh, that benefit was just unbelievable. I mean, the main focus, was on Kaylee.
As it should be anyway.
But there are so many other missing children out there, and I wish you could have saw some of the TV coverages and other stuff, how it was all handled very, very nicely,
Yeah.
very compassionately, and just to know that everyone's working very hard to bring your daughter, to bring our granddaughter, to bring Kaylee home. We're exhausting every avenue that we can. I mean, donations, foundations.
Uh-huh.
This little girl, your daughter, my granddaughter, has captivated the world. Not just locally, but internationally. I get a call from a gentleman as I was coming here today that called me from Washington that wants
Wow.
to help.
Uh-huh.
He made his own T-shirt up, and he's handing out his own pre-printed flyers that he got off the internet. That's just one. I had a guy yesterday call me from the Carolinas. Emails, you name it, it's just going on and on and on and on. Everyone wants to see her back home. They want to see you out of this. It's not going to be easy on you, but, we get Kaylee home, and every other stuff is going to be a little bit easier for you.
Dad, I
Yes.
don't care about all this other stuff. I mean, I don't care about the media. I don't care about what people have been saying about me. That doesn't matter. Because I know it's not true, and everyone that knows me knows that it isn't true. All I want is Kaylee home. But I want to be there when she comes home.
I know you do. I know you do, sweetheart. I know. I mean, none of our lives are going to be what we used to know them as. Never again. I mean, all of us have joined a life club, and that's the Club of Missing Children. That's a club that I didn't want to join. I know you didn't want to join. We didn't want to see Kaylee being a member of that club, but we are. That's just the way it is anymore. When you get out and Kaylee's with us, we're going to be more proactive finding missing children, no matter who it is. All of us are going to do that
Absolutely.
because that's what it's all about. All the material things in life and all these other things that we go through and we think we need
None
to
of it
have and do,
matters.
none of that matters. That's just objects. And just know that I know she's close. I can feel her every night before I go to bed. I go out and I say, Kaylee, the moon, the stars in the sky, sweetheart. Mommy loves you. Jojo and Cece love you. Uncle E loves you. Maui. Everybody. So just know that we're doing everything we can, sweetheart. I'm doing everything I can. I'm everything I can to help you and help her. I wish there was more I could do. I would give my life right now for you and for her. To have you
I know
together.
that, Dad.
So would Mom. This is destroying your mother. She hurts so much. She feels so bad of maybe we've all been too domineering. Maybe we didn't let you be the best
Dad,
mom.
it's
you are a
nobody's
great
fault.
mom.
It's nobody's fault.
Well, I
It
just
isn't.
wish I could have opened more up to you, and I wish I could have done stuff, but I can't go back.
No,
There was
all we
times
can
I
do
know
is move
there's
on,
times
Dad.
there's times I know you wanted to talk to me. I wish I would have listened. But it's all that's going to change. I'm going to listen more. I have one question that I need to ask you, and I know it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
Would you speak to someone else about Kaylee?
I already answered that. I mean, I'll try to the best of my ability.
Well, we have met someone. All I can tell you, his name is Scott. We've met with him for a couple different days, and he's just a remarkable man. And his connection on this, yeah, he's of an authoritative figure. He's with an agency, but he's very sympathetic, and I really believe that you could have a great connection with him. I mean, I'd be willing to set that up with him. I mean, if you want to have, Jose there, that's fine. But, you can also talk to someone without
Dad,
Jose
I
being there.
understand all of that. I know I could do all of that. But again, things would be so much easier if I wasn't still here, if I was home. I want you to understand that. I mean, I feel that more every day. All I want is Kaylee home. I want to be there when Kaylee comes home. I want to be there with our family when she comes home. I don't want to have to wait 3 days, 4 days after that happens to see
Well,
her
believe
again.
me, Mom and I have done everything we can financially to help with this. If we could do more, we would. I've even reached out to some relatives and asked for help, and that's hard to ask.
Dad, I understand that.
I mean, I want you to realize everything that happened in your court stuff, that was already predetermined before you got there. I'm sure Jose told you.
I knew that going into it.
Because years ago when I did the thing that I did, I don't want to go into this too deep, but everything was already handled within a judge's chambers or within a conference area before you went into court. It's just the way it is. But
It's usually how stuff is.
just know that this is reality for us, for you, for our granddaughter, for your daughter, and I wish there was something more that I could say and do, and I would give everything for her, for you. I really would. Are you eating?
As much as I can.
Where you're at, I know it's not the best stuff. I know you like certain things, but I realize coleslaw and bologna and maybe coffee and a donut or something like that is not a lot, but you got to keep yourself up.
I have been, Dad. It's not easy, and it's not getting any easier, but I'm doing what I can.
Are you allowed to write? Do you have pen and paper and stuff? And
It has to be supervised. I did with Jose last night. That's another reason I want you guys to all get together today. That I even asked him last night. He left here. It was almost midnight.
Okay.
That's why I want you guys to get together as soon as possible.
Oh, we definitely will. Like I said, I reached out before I got here, or as soon as I pulled in, to talk to him. So I'll make sure. I got some stuff that I want to see that can get to you also. A little letter and stuff that I'm writing to you, just to you.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to read it to you. And
no, he's been giving stuff to me to see. So.
Well, I think stuff from Annie, and I think
I saw Annie's letter.
I think there was something from Lauren.
And from Mandy. Yeah, I got their cards the other night when he came. So.
Well, we saw Lauren and Mandy Friday night. They drove all the way from Orlando up to Daytona, and I'll tell you, that place we were at is just awesome. It's right across from the Speedway. Mm-hmm. It was just really, really nice. The outpouring, the nonprofit people that are helping, man, they're just unbelievable. I mean, that'd be something when we get you through all this stuff and Kaylee's home. I would love to see you work with them.
Oh, absolutely.
These people are just awesome. They're doing this for love, for compassion they have for all missing children, and it's just.
Well, because there's so many, and there's so many that people don't know about.
Yeah. Well, I'd say if you were to see the video that they had with Kaylee and songs that were sang, your heart would have broken. I can tell you that 2 different ones that they did, not only with Kaylee showing stuff about her, but the other missing children. And one thing they brought up is they played the song SpongeBob SquarePants. Because that's something they asked. They asked Grandpa, asked JoJo, what's some of the songs that she loved to sing and or dance around to? And I said, well, you're happy to clap your hands. Oh, I just ran off a bunch of stuff. I said, but one thing that her and I always did was SpongeBob SquarePants, Ooh, listen, and I started that. I started to cry, but then I started to chuckle because, that special little combination of things that I had with her, So, realize, we love you. We love her. We want you both home. We want you home. Whatever you can do to help us.
And I've done everything that I can do from where I'm at. I'm sorry. I've done everything that I can.
Listen, we can go into protective custody. All of us can be placed in an area, and the agencies can come up with a plan to get Kaylee safely. Believe me, that can happen. That can happen within a matter of hours. So, we just need all the cooperation we can get, sweetheart.
I've given you guys everything that I have and some. I mean, I've done everything that I can, whether it's been with Lee or with you and Mom, with Jose, with whoever. I can only do so much from where I'm at, and I want to do so much more, but I can't.
Okay. there's probably going to be another hearing, I guess, this week. Hopefully there's going to be something come up from, I don't know if it's going to be the Supreme Court of Florida. What about getting your bond reduced? Stuff like that. So hopefully Jose's going to have some information about that.
Yeah.
I hope that the compassion he says that he has and stuff is being genuine. I know he's concentrating on what your rights are, but I also hope he's not sacrificing your rights for Kaylee. I hope that's not. I hope he's not building a reputation for himself.
He's
or
not,
something
Dad.
else.
His concern is getting me back with our family and getting me home
Well-
and proving to everyone that everything that people have been saying about me isn't true.
Well,
That's his goal. That's what he's trying to do, and I know that.
well, I want you to know everything that's happened up to this point from day one when all this stuff unfolded up till now, it was never out to cause you any pain, to cause our granddaughter pain, to cause our family any pain. Realize we want everyone back in our lives the way it's supposed to be, the way it should be.
I understand that, Dad. And it hasn't been because of you or Mom or Lee or anything that anyone in our family has done that's made things the way that they are. The media is going to spin things the way that they want, and other people are going to say what they want to say. I understand all of that.
Let me ask you, has anyone threatened you or threatened our family?
I can't talk to anyone, Dad. I haven't been able to talk to anybody. So if there's anything that's being said, I don't know what's going on until I see Jose or I talk to you guys. I don't know. I'm completely left in the
You
dark
don't get a
about
chance.
everything.
You don't get a chance to watch TV or read a paper or anything like that at all.
I don't even, Dad, why do I want to do any of that? Because all people are saying is bad things. Why do I want to see my face on TV when all I want to see is Kaylee? It should be Kaylee. I see a picture of Kaylee and then stuff about me. That article in People magazine that was supposed to be about missing children, I saw that last night. It was all about me. It's not, nothing's
well, that's
being
true.
portrayed
When-
the way that it should be, when she should be everyone's focus.
Well, I'll tell you, when they came to the house, the 3.5, 4 hours they were there, that was the story. That's what it was supposed to have been. We understood, Kaylee's photo was going to be on the front cover, but then,
Yeah, well, so was
again-
mine right next to it.
and then again, we had no control over it. The article was supposed to be about Kaylee. It was not
And it
supposed to be
wasn't.
about me or about Mom. Maybe a little information from Mom and I, or maybe something, in a general direction about how long she's been missing type stuff. But the way it's been spun and
People have been lying to you guys to try to get information from you to spin it in their best interest. Not
Well-
for our best interest, not for our family, not for Kaylee. Kaylee should be everyone's concern, and that's not the case. And it breaks my heart. That's why I can't watch any of this. That's why I don't want to hear about it. I want to come home and be stuck in the house so no one can try to talk to me. Because I don't want to say anything to anyone. What do I have to say? I want my daughter back. I want to be with my family. That's it. That's all they need to know, because that's all I have to say. And that's all it's going to be until it happens.
Well, listen, you are a great mom. You're always going to be a great mom. I know that. Mom knows that. Lee knows that. Your good, closest, best friends know that. I mean, Holly, who's been on Nancy Gray's show, is so proactive for you, you wouldn't believe it. Because this hits her home very hard because, her daughter's going to be 2 in October.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a chance to watch Kaylee. She watched you grow up. So realize everyone knows you. The people that
The
care
people
and
that
love
matter.
you. That's right. It's the
The
other
people
outside
that matter
forces.
too. Exactly. And the other outside forces, again, they're going to feel dumb when all of this comes back and Kaylee's home.
Yes, and when you're home, and I mean, all of our lives are not going to be what we're used to. People ask me, what's it going to be like to be normal again? None of us were ever. I don't think the word normal is ever something that should come into someone's vocabulary. I mean, it's what we make of our lives, and know that any and everything that we're going to do, our lives are going to change in so many different ways. I mean, our faith, our compassion, stuff that we used to talk about doing, we're going to do it. We're going to do it together, all of us. I'm not going to force it on you, but we're going to do it,
Well, and you never have. It's always been of our own choice. And
I know. Mom and I have always talked to you as adults, I guess, in a way, even at a very young age, because I didn't want to sugarcoat anything in this world. I wanted you to realize that it's tough.
That's
This is the
how
toughest thing that we're ever going to go through in our lives, right? This is the ultimate for any of us. We can lose a car, we can lose a dog or a cat, but having you here and not having Kaylee right now, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate.
I know that.
I tell you, I want you to know your brother has it's just a marketing genius of stuff that he's doing. I always knew he was very, very in tune with a lot of things, but stuff that he has done for you, for Kaylee, is just remarkable. It just goes without saying. Matter of fact, organizations we're working with right now want to hire him, want to bring him on board because of his passion. And, you know, if that's what it's going to take for him, you know, we want to get Mallory involved with a couple different people, and, you know,
Yeah.
and even you. So realize there's a lot of doors that have opened up, even though this is a tragedy and it's very sensitive in our lives. There's positive things that are happening from it. So, is there anything that I can try to get you? Is there? Do you have like a commissary type things that you need money for to buy things, or?
Don't even worry about it. There's no point in getting extra stuff that I'm not going to be able to use. I mean, it's not a big deal. I have a Bible. I wasn't able to take that Bible from Mom. Stuff has to be inspected before I can take anything back. I can receive letters.
Okay. Well, that's understandable. Stuff has to be opened up and make sure there's no contraband and stuff. And I understand.
Yeah,
all
they
that.
have to go through everything. So that's why I wasn't able to take that from her, but I did get one from here. So I have that. I mean,
well, when you get a chance, just read certain passages of it. You know, I'm not gonna go into particular areas, but
I know that's what I've been doing. It's right next to my bed. It's on my bed actually. I sleep with it there. I don't move it from that spot unless I'm reading it, and I put it right back to where it belongs because I know I need that by my side at all times.
yes, you do. Yeah, we all certainly do. So, any stuff you want to talk to me about? Anything?
It's just nice hearing everything that's going on. I mean, I don't know what to say except I miss you guys, and I love you, and
I know you do. I love you too. I
want
love
this to
you
be
more than
in
anything.
person. I know, Dad. I want to see that little girl. I want to hear Kaylee laugh. I want to be with my baby. You know, that's my focus. Her birthday's in just a few days.
Yeah, it is. Just a few days away. And remember, we wanted to have that little one, just like taking her to a park or something, and just just be the immediate family. But now we want to have this great big one. So I was asked outside by one of the reporters, you know, for her birthday, what do you want to get her? I said, I want to get her this little red Mustang convertible and see her drive around. I said, but you know, that's a material thing. I said, I would give her anything that she wanted. I want to have a big cake, ice cream, all this stuff little kids, even us as adults, we're still little kids inside. You know, I want us to have so much. But just know that
the most important thing is being together as a family. That's all we
that's
need.
it. All this other stuff is just material. The clothes we have, that's just material stuff. Our other things we have is just material. We just need to get all of our lives back in check and not hold anything back anymore. Be straight with each other. You know, just that's what we got to do. I mean, I've told things to your mom that I never thought I could really tell her because I was afraid of little things that how it might be taken. But I've opened up more to your mom in these last few weeks, more than I probably did in the last few years.
Yeah.
It was hard, but you know something? I feel better because I've done it. And that's what we got to do, sweetheart. We have to do it. We have to stay focused on our lives and being positive and not holding anything back anymore. If something bothers us, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's what it's got to be.
Absolutely.
I got a different T-shirt on today.
Yeah, I see that. What's that one?
It's the same thing as that flyer that we've been handing out,
Yeah.
and it's just really, really, really nice. We got other ones being made, other flyers, other posters, billboards that are out there. Not only
Yeah,
mobile
Leah
ones,
told
but-
me about the mobile billboards.
Oh, I
and
used to
stuff.
see the ones that are on iDrive. down in South Florida, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tampa, Boca Raton. It's like 7 or 18 of them that are lit up all over.
Wow, that's great, Dad.
It's just remarkable. We got magnetic signs on our cars. You name it. There's no expense that is not being used to help find her. You know, she's beautiful. You know that, I know that, and I
I
told
hear that
people.
every day. I know.
I said, that the photos of her are beautiful, but when you see her in front of you, the eyes,
She's
the expression.
captivating.
Yeah, I
She's
said
absolutely captivating.
She has a personality that's so remarkable. And I said, I owe that, to my daughter. I owe that to my wife, myself, my son, other family members that have made her so excitable because she's just a fantastic little girl.
She has the best in all of us, and that's something that I've been thinking about. She has the best that we all do, and she shows it all the time. I mean, she has little quirky things about her that you do, or that you have, and same thing with Mom. I mean, she is the best of the four of us. She's that top point in our star. You said that we're like a hand, we're also like a star.
Yeah, well,
She's
we
the
can
very
see
top
so
point of
much.
that.
We see so much of her when you were small growing up. Parents give their children, the best of them. And I'm thankful that you have. I'm thankful that you have your mom good looks. And, I'm thankful you have the personality that, like your mom, that you don't let anything stand in your way. You're determined all the time. That's where you got to be. I'm thankful that you're. Maybe one thing about me, you're always consumed about making sure your car runs and some other little things that I've passed on to you. So the minimal little things I've done, but the maximum your mom has done, I think is just remarkable. You're a fighter. You got to keep on fighting.
I am every day.
I mean, no matter what it is. I mean, where you're at, yeah, it's a tough place you're in. I never ever realized or thought that anyone in my family would be going through what you're going through. If I could switch places with you this second, I'd do it. I would do it.
I know that.
Believe me, I would. But just know that you're loved, you're cared for, and any and everything that we're trying to do is for you and for Kaylee. That's it. That's what we're doing it for. I know you have an account. I guess you talk to Lee occasionally. Can I set up a separate account for you? Do you know how that works?
What, as far as for phones?
Yeah, for
phone
phones.
calls?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to call you and do that, or maybe you can get information from Lee. I think he even called himself. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I find out about that because I'd like to talk to you.
Yeah,
Besides waiting to
absolutely.
see you, happening to see you instead of seeing you once a week. I mean, I'm seeing you today on Sunday. Mom's seeing you, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm sorry. And Lee's not going to see you until Thursday because you get 3 visits a week. And, it'd be nice if you could reach out a little bit more just to talk,
Yeah. Absolutely. I felt the same way. I tried to call the house a couple times this weekend, and it just rang. I mean, I figured you guys were doing some for the charity, but
Yeah, we've been out and about as much as we can, and sometimes it doesn't show anything. Like it might say a private number, and that might be what they're showing for you as a private number, and we're not picking up all the private numbers. So,
yeah, I understand that.
I mean, too bad it can say like Orange OCC or something like that. Then we would know. So
Well, it's
I'll have
coming
to
from
find
a
out about
payphone,
that.
and it is collect, so
Yeah. So that could be what it is. Could be a private number showing through or something, or just X's or O's or something. I'm not sure. I'll find out.
yeah.
So everyone is being pretty good with you in there?
Oh, of
Anyone
course.
screaming and hollering at you?
No, it was like that off and on. I mean, stuff like that's going to happen, but again, I'm in close quarters,
Okay.
and it's I guess the best that it could be for the situation for what it is. So
Okay.
it is what it is. I'm just worried about Kaylee and about you guys.
Well, believe us, we're fine. I mean, we hurt inside. We've lost weight through stress and other things. I mean, we're doing the best we can do, but we're not. We don't give up.
I know.
None of us do. I was asked before I came inside, "Are you guys getting rest?" You do, and I said, when we can, when we feel that we can recharge, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But we're going at it 24 hours a day as much as we can, so there's no stone unturned. None.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going into Kaylee's room today, you know, I wish I could have brought something with me to show you of hers, you know. Wish I could have, but I wasn't allowed. So.
Yeah.
You know, I walked into your room last night and just looked around and had a couple extra little prayers and just said, you know, you're coming home soon, sweetheart. Kaylee's going to be home soon, so we can be that family again. Because there's a lot of love in your heart for all of us, for your daughter. You can see that. That's evident in the house, you know. I miss you, sweetie.
I miss you too.
I miss
Dad.
you. I miss your hug. I miss that squeeze, that Papa Joe. I miss so much. I miss it.
We'll have that
Sorry,
soon.
I'm sorry I've been so tough sometimes. I'm sorry.
Dad, it's not your fault. It isn't. We all do things out of love, and sometimes...
It's some tough love, I know.
Exactly, and it's not a bad thing. I want you to know that. You know how much I love you, how much I've always loved you. You'll always be my buddy, even besides my dad.
I know that. But I just had to say what I had to say to you. I just need to get that out.
I know. You know how much I love you.
I know. I know you do. And I know how much you love your mom, and I know how much you love Lee, and I know how much you love your daughter. That's unconditional. I know that.
I love that little girl more than I ever thought I could love anything in this entire world, or anyone for that matter.
Well, she's a split image of you in so many ways. The compassion, the drive, the how fast she can run. That's you. That's my daughter. That's my granddaughter. Oh, we got not postcard, but a small card just a few days ago. One of your teachers that had you and Lee in school.
Yeah.
I don't want to say her name because I don't want to get her bombarded, but she just says she remembers all the stuff that you guys did in elementary school, both of you, and you know how great students you were, and compassionate, and happy, and you know that says a lot for someone to reach out like that after all these years to know.
Absolutely.
This teacher, it's a woman, I can tell you. She knows who you are.
I have an idea.
That was pretty awesome. I just didn't want to say her name because I don't want her to be...
I don't want anyone else to be bombarded with anything.
I'll tell you, your friends and other people that you just might have met just briefly, their name has gotten brought up and they're getting media phone calls, people showing up their home and at their business. And
yeah, it's not right. That's not what it should be whatsoever. That's why I made that notice. They made me file something that I know was on TV the other night about visitation.
Right.
You know, they made me be extremely specific about stuff, and I knew after I'd already filed it the night before what was going to happen with it. But
I mean, it's great to have friends come and show their support for you. You know, your closest friends. You know, that's very, very important.
It's not fair for other people.
Well, no,
to have
because
the media in their face and for other stuff to get thrown in different directions. I don't want anyone else being put through this. I hate that you guys are being put through this.
Well, you know something, we're a lot tougher than what people think we are. You know?
You guys are so tough. That's where I get my strength from, is from all of you. And I don't think you guys ever realize that. You've said that I've been so strong, but again, I've gotten my strength from you, from Mom, from Lee, from Kaylee especially.
I know that. I know.
I'm so strong because of all of the love that I have from all of you, from the love that I'm able to give to you guys that I feel like I held back, but I don't want to hold back.
Well, realize that there's other mothers out there that have children that are Kaylee's age, and they've talked to us. I mean, people that even have just had a child just a few weeks old that even came to that benefit Friday night. You have seen some of these little girls that Mom actually had a chance to dance with when the band was playing. Oh man, I cried. You wouldn't believe how much. There was one girl that had such curly brown hair, and these people travel 2.5 hours to come to this thing, to be there for support and to help, and that's just one of them. There's many of them. It's just wow, just remarkable, just remarkable.
I'm glad to know that there's so many people that are offering so much support for our family, for Kaylee. That means, more than I could possibly say.
Well, there's people that have a big heart out there. There's a lot of people that have a big heart. There's people that never met you that are just saying, hey, this young lady needs support. She needs some love. She needs some prayer. Her daughter needs some love, support, and some prayer. They're doing it, and we're not asking them to. They're just doing it.
I know.
From all over the world, as a matter of fact, from the UK,
I've been getting
from Jamaica.
letters from all over the country from people that are just trying to offer support.
Yeah.
So
that's it. I mean, the emails and phone calls. It's just remarkable of all this stuff. Just worried about you. I just hope that you can keep eating and just stay strong, stay positive once you can. If something pops into your head that's going to help, bring her.
Trust me, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. I mean, that's what I've told Dad. I've told Bert. I've told you. I've told Mom. I've told Lee. Even Jose. If there's something that I can think of, that's why I called Lee yesterday. To pass that message along. Which, thank him for me for doing that. I mean, I was afraid last night. It was so late that, maybe he wasn't going to get my message, but he got my message and came even at 11 o'clock last night. And again, stayed until almost 12 to hear what I had to say, to give me time to write you guys some little notes. So, I mean, it shows that his heart's in the right place, that he's doing whatever he can to help.
Right. Did you meet another gentleman that he brought in to assist him at all?
Yeah, I got a chance not only to see him that day in court, but they came later on that evening. I got a chance to speak with him. I have a copy of the initial appeal. His name is Mike Walsh.
Okay. Well, I can tell you one thing. I've reached out to America's Most Wanted.
Uh-huh.
And if this gets put out on the air, I don't care. But John Walsh, he had his son come up missing like 18, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to be meeting with him, hopefully not only Monday, but also one day this week.
Yeah, wow.
So realize all stops are being pulled here. Everything. Whatever we can do, we're doing it. I'm not in it for the media exposure or anything like that, neither is your mom.
I know you're not. I know that's not your focus, and it hasn't been.
Just like I told you at the beginning, this is a club that all of us now have joined, for missing children. And I didn't want to join. You didn't. I know our granddaughter or your daughter didn't want to join. But you know something? We're in it for life now. And
absolutely.
Not only for Kaylee to bring her home, but other children. We're going to be very proactive with stuff. That's
exactly.
That's what we got to do.
There's thousands of kids that are missing that don't get any sort of exposure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after a little while, the media sort of forgets about them. And this Kids Finders Network, this Never Lose Hope Foundation, other ones that have reached out to us, these people are so compassionate.
Of course. It's the best cause out there.
Yeah, it's remarkable. That's it. It's just remarkable. Just remarkable. And all of them have offered their support, not only with material things they're helping us supply with, but their love and their prayers. And you can't ask for too much more than that.
Dude.
Every single day I talk to them. Every single day. So. But you got any ideas besides posters, billboards, shirts? I've got a little bracelet on right now that says helpfindkaylee.com. It's a real light purple in a way. Is there anything that
have you been putting that on the T-shirts and the posters? Is that website to where people can see it with everything?
Helpfindkaylee.com, yes. Everything's there. There's a trust fund set aside for her.
That's what I had heard the other day. Jose
right.
said
The trust fund is just for Kaylee.
Good.
Everything that's being printed for her, all these funds that come in, goes to this. Mom and I are trying to do everything we can, to get you out, our own personal stuff. And
I know.
so realize we're trying. We are
I
trying.
know you
sweetheart.
are.
We are trying. There's never a moment that doesn't go by that we don't try even just a little bit harder. Your mom is, she's been through a lot. She sort of hit that barrier last night that she was sick last night. She's not feeling that great today, but you know something? You can't stop her.
Oh, of course not.
So,
She'll keep going, and she'll keep going and do whatever she can.
yes, she does. She's tough. You can't tell her she can't do something. That's the same way as you. Don't tell me I can't do something, because you're going to do it. You're going to find a source or an answer for that. So that's compassion. And I'm glad you have that from your mom. Glad you have that.
Oh, no, are you serious?
Come on, guys, it's not time here. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay, we just had what they call an encoder disconnection.
Yeah, I
Generally,
saw that.
Generally it says 5 minutes or
5
1
minutes.
minute. So,
Yeah.
well, when I leave here, I got the media outside. I just want you to know, I'm just going to tell them I had a fantastic visit with you. You know, I gave you all my extra support and love and energy that I have inside of me. And I want them to concentrate again on Kaylee being gone. That's what this is about.
Oh, I know, but we'll be seeing this on TV later. Or other people will be seeing this on TV later.
Yeah, matter of fact, they already stopped me on my way in, and I told them, be compassionate for the people who are here seeing loved ones. Don't follow me inside. Don't come into the area we got to set in before we have to come in and see you, or they need to see their relatives. I said, give us a moment. I need few moments to think of things that I try to want to talk to her about. And they're asking me, what questions? I don't know. I didn't know what I was going to say to you today. Besides, I love you and I need you. I want you home. I love my granddaughter. You know, just how much all of us miss her. I didn't know what I was going to say. Nothing's scripted.
No, it never has been.
No, it never has been.
We all love that little girl more than anyone could imagine. I love that little girl again more than I ever thought possible.
It's true.
To love
I know
to
that.
love anyone.
It's true. I'm just hoping wherever she's at, that she's being fed well. She's getting some love. She's getting a chance to watch her videos or stuff that she likes to do, because you know how formidable she is right now. She's absorbing everything.
I do.
And I just hope this person or persons that has her is, I wish they would just realize, oh my God, I got to get her back to her family. I wish that could happen. But then again, I don't know a lot of specifics, and I'm just trying to do everything I can to find her. I'm trying.
I know you are, Dad.
I'm driving places, asking questions to people. People are calling out. I'm trying to do my own little thing. I can't be everywhere. It's the reason why we need to know everything, Annie, and everything we can to get her. Everything.
I know. I've told you guys what I can, what I know, what I'm what I'm able to say. I mean, I've done what I can, and I wish I could do more. I want to do everything that I can. I want to be out there
Well,
doing what I
hopefully,
can.
I'm hoping that Jose has painted some other pictures for you of what things might happen. I'm hoping he's painted that picture for you. Has he?
Trust me, Dad. I know everything.
Okay, I don't want to get into
the bad, the
specifics
otherwise.
because
No, I know.
honestly, they have not released any of the phone conversations about Mom and I with you yet. They have not.
Okay.
They have released stuff about you talking to Lee.
Okay.
They think we're speaking in code or we're sending some kind of signal to each other. We're not.
We're not.
I can see talking to you, you know, what your feelings are and stuff. I mean, but you're not dropping addresses and names and other stuff like that. I know that.
I'm
And if
giving
you could-
whatever information I can anyway, whether it's through this or through another outlet. I mean, I'm doing
know.
what I can when I can.
I know.
People are seeing things for what they want to see. They're only pulling bits and pieces of the conversations. And
Oh, I know. Because you can't put 45 minutes of conversation out there. They're just taking points that they want to put across. And that's being released by the Sheriff's Department. The Corrections Department. Stuff that they want to release. Everything's already... come on. Okay,
All
still
right.
there.
Yeah, we have our minute left, obviously. Just know
Oh,
how
no.
much I love you guys and how much I miss you. And I love Kaylee and I miss her. And just want to be home with you guys. And I know that we're going to see her soon. I know she's going to be okay. I can feel it. I know you can feel it. We'll all be back together like we want to be, like we should be.
Yeah, because I want to hear say JoJo. JoJo swim, JoJo walk, JoJo go to meal. You know, I want that. She wants to take a ride in the wagon. I'm going to do any and everything that I can, more so than I ever did before.
Well, we'll get to do all of that, Dad. Just keep your head up, and I want you to be strong. Give Mom my love. Give Lee my love. Give everyone my love. Just know how much I love you and how much I miss you, and I can't wait to see you, Dad.
Okay. Well, listen, I love you. I want you.
.72 in evidence at this time. We would seek to introduce the last recording, which is 73
Okay,
in evidence. And
it's time for recess. The next recording is how long?
45 minutes,
Okay.
and then that's the last one.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to take our mid-morning recess. I'm going to ask you not to discuss this case among yourselves nor with anyone else. We'll be in recess till 10:15. 11, not 10. Okay, let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, Assistant State Attorney. Both sides ready to proceed? Okay, let's return to the jury. Okay, state recognized presence of jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the defense? Okay, members of the jury, did you heed my previous admonition? Okay, I think I have the hamburger issue worked out. Okay, and I am working on the other two issues. It's a matter of cost, and but I think I will be able to work that out, but it may not be until next week to take care of that. I gotta figure out the difference between what was originally budgeted and then how I will, whether what I want to do, I can do. And I have to make sure that what I'm proposing to do is proper. And if I can do that, then that will be worked out, but it will take me a few days to take care of that. But maybe not both, but maybe one, but I will see. If you had a preference, I don't want to call, there's an Italian, there's a steak. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, let me know which one. Rank them in the order of preference, just in case I cannot do both. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Ms. Burdick, you may proceed.
Your Honor, at this point, we would seek to gain the court's permission to publish 73 in evidence and read the stipulation as well.
Okay, we'll publish 73, noting the previous objections that have been raised by the defense. And this is the August 14th one, Ms. Burdick?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the following stipulation between the state and the defense. George and Cindy Anthony attended a video-recorded visitation with Casey Anthony's attorney at the Orange County Jail on August 14, 2008 at 900 hours. The video recorded is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations.
Your Honor, did I make an error on the stipulation, including the word attorney? The way I heard it read was that they
Well,
had a meeting.
I will read it all over again. George and Cindy Anthony attended a video recorded visitation with Casey Anthony at the Orange County Jail on August 14, 2008 at 900 hours. The video recording is a true and accurate representation of the visitation. The parties have agreed to this fact, and it should be considered as true in your deliberations. Okay, you may publish the exhibit.
I'm getting sick though. I can feel it. Good morning.
Good morning, beautiful. I love you
Hi, I love you too. Why is she crying already?
because we haven't seen you.
I know. Hey, hold on one second. Miss Baker. Oh, where'd she go? I'm gonna try to get them to turn this up a little bit. Go ahead.
So how's your day starting out so far?
I was asleep.
Well,
So, it's alright. I woke up at 5, stayed up for about an hour, and then went back to bed for a little bit. So, my eyes are red. I'm tired.
okay. So what else is going on with you?
Nothing. The usual. Just, I guess, waiting around. Those are new shirts. I like those.
Yes, those are. The Never Lose Hope Foundation did these for us, so
I like those a lot. Those are really nice.
yeah, those are really sweet. Really, really sweet.
I-
Can you read what they say?
Fly home, baby, and I don't see the bottom.
It says, "Fly home, baby, we miss you."
Those are nice shirts. I like those.
Well, let me have you speak to Mom, okay? Now she's right here. She's pulling at the phone. Hold on.
Alright. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Mom. Oh. Well, I lasted a minute. How are you feeling?
Not. We're not doing well, kids. None of us. Lee's been sick. Dad's blown up at the media.
Yeah, I heard.
Well, someone just said that Kaylee was dead this morning, that she drowned in the pool. That's the newest story out there.
Surprise, surprise.
So, it's very hard.
Well, yeah, trust me, I know that. Someone just sent me some of the stuff that's been online, comments that people have been leaving off of certain articles, I guess, that have been written, and it was very upsetting last night to see that.
Oh, yes.
But-
You know, it's terrible, Casey. Getting hate mail, threatening letters.
Well, I haven't gotten
Phone
anything
messages.
like that, thankfully. All of the letters that I've gotten have been positive. Even the letter that she had attached was still very positive. Everyone's certain that she's okay, offering help. A couple people have said that they've called and talked to Dad or have left him messages. So,
We need to have something to go on.
Mom, I don't have anything. I'm sorry. I've been here a month. I've been here a month today. Do you understand how I feel? I mean, do you really understand how I feel in this? I'm completely out of the loop with everything. The only information I get is when I see my attorney. That's it.
Yeah,
Outside of that, I have nothing to go on. Every day I have to sit here and wait and wonder. I wonder if something's going on. I'm wondering if there's something new.
Did Jose ask you about which one of us you'd want to meet with?
Yeah, I wanted to see Dad. I mean, I wanted to see everybody, but I had to choose, and I wanted to see Dad.
All right. Well, then here, talk to your dad.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
Hey, listen, I want you to know, you are the boss through this whole thing, okay?
Well, no, I'm not anymore, Dad. I haven't been since I got
Oh,
here.
yes. Oh, yes, you are. You are the... think of this for a second.
Dad,
You
I've been...
listen,
listen,
okay, listen, no,
I've
no,
been
just listen to
thinking
me
about
just for
this.
one moment. Okay, just listen to me for 1 second, okay? Listen, think of you owning this conglomerate, this huge business. Jose is one of your employees, so is the sheriff's department, so is the FBI, so am I, so is Lee, so is Mom. You know, we're all working with you. And if for some reason something's not being said or being done, you can make a change. You're the one that
Dad,
can say, listen.
I've
please,
told
please.
Jose. No, I've given him the information to give you guys. We've given the information. You guys have given everything to the police. They're not helping us. It's obvious. We know their intentions. So I'm sorry. I've helped in every way that I possibly can since the day I got here.
Okay,
They
well, let me
didn't even give me 24 hours to help them, the police, without putting me here. So it's obvious where everybody's intentions lie. I know you guys want Kaylee. I want Kaylee more than anybody can understand, but I can't do anything. I can't do anything from where I'm at.
Okay, let me ask you this. If I can make some arrangements just to meet with you just one-on-one, just you and I, or Lee or Mom, would you be open to that? Because I can do it within a matter of just a few hours.
Dad, this was already discussed, and I already said yes.
Okay.
This was something that we had already discussed. Supposedly it was supposed to have already happened.
Well, there's been some
I
things
understand
that have
there's...
happened to change that. There's nothing been on my part to change that, or Mom's part, or your brother's part.
No, I understand that. It's not
I
you
mean,
guys.
I told these guys within an hour I can be ready. I want to hug you. I want to talk
Look,
to you.
they're-
Just you and I. You know?
Jose is making sure that I'm well aware of everything that's going on. He's keeping me completely updated on stuff, which I, in every way, appreciate because, again, that's all I have to go off of with stuff.
I want you to realize something. Number one, or at least number 1.1 and number 1 should be you and Kaylee. That's the way it should be. It shouldn't be
Well, it's split,
Jose, then
Dad.
you, then Kaylee, and everything else is falling in line. It's you know, it has to be you two. You know, you and your daughter. It's got to be the ones that's got to be focused on here.
Well, he's focusing on Kaylee and I. You guys are focusing on Kaylee. I know I'm still part of your focus, but she's your main focus, and I understand that. Dad, I know where everybody's priorities lie. I knew that the day that I got here.
Well, you know, I bring up. Then again, I want to bring up this thing about you know, you being the boss. You're the one that can control everything. You're the one.
No,
that can make the
Dad,
decision.
please.
Sweetie, okay,
I'm
sweetie,
completely...
I'm not trying to get you upset. I'm trying to
No,
talk to
but
you.
I am upset now. I'm
Please.
completely upset. One, the media's gonna have a frickin' field day with this.
No,
I wasn't
not.
even
Listen.
supposed to take this.
Listen,
Let me speak for a second. Dad,
they are
I
not
let
releasing
everybody
this.
talk.
Okay.
They're not releasing it. Well, I hope not. I'll keep
Okay.
saying whatever I have to about the
Okay,
police
here's
so
Mom.
they
Hold
don't
on
let
one
it go.
second.
Can someone let me... Come on.
Casey, hold on, sweetheart. Settle down, baby.
Nobody's letting me speak. You want me to talk? Then
All right,
give me
I'll listen to
3
you.
seconds to see
Go,
something.
sweetheart.
I'm not in control over any of this because I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. My entire life has been taken from me. Everything has been taken from me. You don't understand. Everybody wants me to have answers. I don't have any answers because I don't know what's going on. I have no one to talk to except Jose when he comes. It's the only person that I can talk to right now because I can't even say anything to you guys besides telling you that I love you. I want Kaylee. Things like that. And that's not even getting put on the air, which it should be. It's everything else, everything that I'm not saying. That's why I haven't been calling. That's why I haven't been taking calls because him and I said that we weren't going to do that because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not going to give anybody anything else to throw against me. Even with me giving them nothing, they're still doing it. So,
Well, everything's
How
going to
am
go
I-
away with you. You'll be fine once Kaylee's found. That's
Mom, I understand that. Do you understand my position on this? You guys expect me to have 1,000 answers, and I have nothing. I've been here a month, out of contact with everybody except you guys on the rare occasion that I get to see you, and my attorney. Do you understand? What am I supposed to learn from that? What am I supposed to learn from that? The first week and a half. Yeah. I tried to help you guys backtrack. Again, that's all I could do was backtrack. I can't backtrack on anything. a month I've been removed from the situation. You guys are not understanding my side on this, and I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
No, you don't, because you're still asking me if there's anything that I can tell you that's going to help. That I'm the one that can do this. I can't. The opportunity was there that I probably could have helped. I'm trying. I was trying. There's nothing more that I can say or do until I'm home. And even then, I don't know what I can do from that point, but I can at least do something other than sit on my butt all day and read or just look up stuff for my case, because that has to be my focus right now. That has to be my focus, because it's the only thing that I can't focus on.
Kaylee.
Mom, if that's my focus, which it is, I can't do anything from here. I don't have access to the internet. I can't make phone calls.
Well,
I can't go anywhere. I've already told you, Mom. I've told you everything.
I've thought about everything that you told me over the last
you've
month.
You've thought about stuff, and you've done what you can. I'm sorry, that's all I can do from only knowledge that I have.
I was in Lake County 2 days ago.
Okay.
Is there anything there?
Mom! Jeez. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I miss you.
All right, sweetheart. Here's Dad. Hold on.
No, I'm going to hang up and just walk away right now, because
please don't.
I'm frustrated and I'm angry, and I don't want to be angry. This is the first time I've truly been angry this entire time. But I'm so beyond frustrated with all of this that I can't even swallow right now. It hurts.
You just understand we're all going in so many different directions. We just want to go in the right one.
Well, I can't point you in that direction when I'm literally at a standstill. I am just as removed from the situation as somebody who has no clue what's going on. At least even random people that we've never met have more of an outlook on this than I do right now. It's really sad. It's really, really sad that I literally have nothing right now.
Well,
nothing.
None of us have anything right now, Casey.
You guys have each other. You're sitting next to Dad. You still have Lee. You have access to our community, to our family and friends, to our house. You're taking for granted the fact that I have no one to comfort me but myself. And the occasional visit, which has to be business, for the sake of finding Kaylee. So yeah, I may look like I'm in charge. Wrong. I'm completely pushed away from everything.
No. All
Everything.
he's telling you is that you can tell they have to honor your wishes when you say something. That's all Dad's trying to tell you. Jose has to honor
And
your
he
wishes.
has been, Mom.
Okay.
He has been with everything. Everything.
Well, you know he's in New York now for a couple days.
He's doing stuff for business for me.
I know.
Well, Mom, you're not telling me anything that I don't know. Please.
Well,
I don't want to get frustrated or upset with you, but...
Well, in his absence, Dominic's a good person if you want to talk to anybody.
Mom, Thank you. I've already talked to everybody. I know who I'm allowed to talk to, who I'm not allowed to talk to, who I can see, who I can't see, who's going to see me, who's not going to see me. We've arranged all of this. It's already been set up. Again, he's the one person that's keeping me in the loop because he's the only person that can. And he's making sure that he's doing that in every way possible.
Well, I just hope he's telling you honestly what you're up against.
Mom, I know what I'm honestly up against. Do you guys understand what I'm honestly up against? And with keeping me here, you're not helping me help myself.
Well, at least
I'm
you're
sorry
safe.
to say that. Huh?
You're safe, honey. We don't have the means to get you out anyway, sweetheart. We don't.
I understand that, but the opportunity was there, and it wasn't taken advantage of, and...
We didn't have an opportunity. I don't know where you're hearing that.
Just give Dad the phone, please. I'm sorry. I don't want to get frustrated. Just give Dad the phone.
Hey, sweetie.
This is seriously the first time that I've been angry. That I've been this frustrated to where I can't even think straight at this moment. Throughout this entire thing, I was pissed off that day at the police station. I was mad when all of that happened. But I tried to look at things objectively. And this entire time, I haven't sat in my room for the entire month and been mad. Not once, not one time. But right now, this is the most agitated and frustrated that I've been, even when I've sat with Jose and I watched that episode of Nancy Grace and the stuff that was being said about Mom and being said about me and him and everybody else and stuff that I've heard. It's frustrated me, but I've let it go. Right now, I'm so hurt by everything. I don't even know what to say. And I hate to say that.
Well, I'm not trying to upset you. Neither are Mom. We're not trying to. And if we are, I'm sorry for that.
I know that's not your intention. You have to understand where I'm coming from in this, and obviously none of you are. By still expecting me a month, literally out of the loop, to have some sort of new insight on stuff. I mean, really?
Okay, I realize this is really hard for you to talk about, especially
because I can't do anything. Because I've done everything. I've said everything. I've thought about everything. That's all I can do is sit and think every day. And that's what I've done. Any information that I've given has been passed on. I know that.
Okay. You know, it's just hard. I know for you it's hard for us because none of us have ever been through any of this kind of stuff before. None of us, you know.
Well, obviously not. And we need to stick together in this, and it's hard for us to at this point.
Well, we are sticking together. We are.
Well, for Mom to say that you guys have nothing, what I told her, you guys still all have each other to lean on. I don't have anybody. I have myself and the occasions that I can see my attorneys who are trying to do whatever they can for myself and for Kaylee. So you guys at least have a crutch or multiple crutches throughout the community with everybody.
Well, even that is waning at the moment, believe me. Even your mom and I are having our issues every single day, so just realize it's
Dad, I know it's
really,
going to take
really
a toll on everybody, but understand again where I'm coming from in this. You have to see everybody's side. I've looked at everybody's side about this. I've been praying every single day for insight and everybody's thoughts and everybody's feelings, so I know where you stand and where you're coming from, and I know where you're sitting right now, and Mom and Lee and Joe Schmo walking down the block that's seen this every day on the media for the last month. I can understand everybody else's side in this, but the worst part is that nobody can see my side, and I have to keep my mouth shut. I have to keep my mouth shut about how I feel and with everything else, because all I need to do is give the media more stuff for then the detectives and whoever else to throw back in my face when this goes to trial.
Well, all I know is I'm trying to do everything I can to get a chance to see you. You know, just you and I. I mean, I'm trying, and so is, you know, your brother, and I know your mom would, you know, like to do that. So
I know that, and when I had that choice and they told me that they were initially setting it up with Lee, God, I would do anything to see any of you right now. Absolutely anything. But, I mean, I wanted to see Lee and I wanted to talk to Lee, but I knew most of that would be an interrogation with him. He'd have a whole list of questions that he'd ask me. With Mom...
Honestly, no. Honestly, no. He really doesn't.
Well, that's how it's been, Dad. I'm just thinking of how it's been with everything. With Mom... Mom would dominate a lot of the conversation, which is how it's been. I mean, you and I, we've been separated for a while. And we were just... I want to see all of you, but I wanted to see the one person that I've been so far disconnected from the longest, and that's been you.
I'm thankful for that. Thank you.
It was hard for me to make my choice. I sat there for a half hour with Jose trying to think about this, and he told me it's up to me who I wanted to see, how I wanted to do this, how we wanted to figure it out, and it was hard. Because I don't want to have to choose between the three of you, you know, who I want to see or talk to, but I made a choice. I'm going to stand behind that.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you made that choice, you know, on your own. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I know it's a tough decision for you. I know that.
Everything's a tough decision just because I'm so limited on the decisions that I can actually make now.
I know. Well, let me see if I can handle it a different way to get in to see you even sooner. Would that be okay with you?
Do what you have to do. I mean, I'm not obviously going anywhere right now, so I'm here. I'm biding my time. So.
Okay. Well, you could always just here's a thought for you. Just a second. The people that are with you right now inside where you're at, you can expedite this very quickly if you want to. Okay.
How?
Just mention to the people that are there with, the corrections people, that, hey, I want to see my dad now, and they can expedite that through Mr. Barry and stuff like that. They can do everything with just a matter of hours. They really can.
Yeah, I tried that. Negative. There's only so much that they can do. I can make phone calls. I can take these visits. There's only so much that I can actually do. It's going to have to come from the outside, from someone else. I can't. I've asked those questions. I've tried that already. I've been asking every question that I can possibly think of.
Okay. Well, I'll do what I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to make sure that you and I can get together here just very quickly. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. I really am. So how did you get through last Saturday?
I didn't. I spent the day almost completely by myself, with my head under the covers. I read my Bible almost the entire day. I was miserable. I was completely and utterly miserable. Just like I have been the entire time. That was the first time outside of our visits that I've really shown any emotion, and I was open and I didn't care just because I couldn't hold anything back. I broke down. It was the first time that I truly, truly broke down. It hurt, and I'm still recovering from that. Hearing about the fact that Mom was making chili and there was probably a bunch of people at the house.
No, there wasn't. There was just your brother and I and your mom, and Mallory came over a little bit after work. So I mean, that was it.
Oh.
So whatever else you heard, so that was totally wrong.
Well, I was just told that Mom was making food. I'm just going off of what people were telling me, what they were relaying from the media. So I was just speculating myself.
Well, Mom did some of her, made her great chili. We had some bread and cornbread, and just little things like that. It was just us. There was no one else, and there was I'm sorry, Mom didn't remember. There was a young guy who just called, who was alone and just wanted to have a little bit of a family. He came over and we just talked for about an hour. We never met the man before. He was alone, so we went open our heart to him just to come in and talk a little bit.
Well,
and that was something that he needed, and truthfully, I think we needed also.
The Bible says to love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
To share the things that you have,
right.
To give unto others. So you did exactly what you should do, and
right.
by all means, I know that meant more to him than any of you guys could possibly imagine.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, he was a really nice guy. It just was really nice to talk to him and get the chance to know him a little bit. So how about you? Are you eating and stuff? You getting a chance to enjoy more?
I'm eating, so they leave me alone.
And coleslaw?
It's a little bit more than that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm eating just so I'm not being bothered with, are you eating? Because if I don't eat, then they'll say something. I'm sleeping or trying to sleep when I can. So I'm not getting bothered about that. I'm just trying to do whatever I can do so I'm not being stared at all day, every day. So they're not worrying about me too.
Well, just to let you know, the area that you're in, there's not too many people that have an opportunity to stay like where you're at. So realize you're sort of what they consider
I'm not really. Trust me. There's other
well,
people in similar situations to myself that aren't the focus of the media, but that are under similar custody that are here.
Okay.
There are other people. I know a lot about all of this, surprisingly now.
Okay. Well,
I didn't want to upset Mom, but I mean, for once, I've let you guys talk. I've wanted to hear everything that you guys have had to say and more. but at this point, I mean, I can only hold so much back now and hold so much in and not show my little bit of frustration with stuff, because I've been very good about not doing that and about staying calm.
Well, I know. I'm very thankful you took the time to talk to us today. I mean, I really am. When we first got here, I thought, well, maybe we might be turned away. I'm glad you talked to us, and I really am. I'm glad. Got a chance to see you.
I'm glad that I got a chance to see you guys too, even if it's only like this, and to talk to you and all. I'm praying that it doesn't go out on the media, because some of it has, some of it hasn't. I guess they're picking and choosing.
No, the only stuff that went out is when you talked to Lee, and that's been a couple weeks ago. Nothing's been said about
Well, because
Mom
I
and
haven't
at all.
talked.
Seriously. Just realize that everything that we've talked to you about is staying where it's staying. It's not going out anywhere else.
Well, and these are the conversations when, I am an emotional wreck, which is fine. I don't want anybody to see this stuff. I'd rather it be between us, so it is personal, so we can keep things personal, so it doesn't feel like it's just another business transaction like with other stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I didn't want to upset Mom. I'm running low on steam too. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm sitting by myself all day, sleeping, I'd probably I'm getting sick right now. I could feel it. I felt it when I got up. My eyes were still red. It wasn't from sleeping.
Okay.
I'm getting a
Your
cold.
mom wants to talk to you 1 second. Hold on.
Go ahead. Hey.
Hey.
I'm sorry I upset you. I didn't want to upset you. I was just telling Dad that. That wasn't my intention, but I've let everybody talk. I haven't gotten to say anything. I haven't wanted to say anything. I haven't wanted to be frustrated or show that, but I can't hold that in all the time. It's getting harder. I know each day is getting harder on everybody.
You don't know, Casey, how hard it is.
Oh, I don't know. Being the one that's completely secluded, and I don't know anything that's going on.
That's actually a good thing, because if you were
Well,
out
it's a good
here,
thing because I've put myself away from all of that. I haven't watched the media. I don't really want to hear anything.
No, I know, and you don't, because it's just obscene, everything that's going on out
Well, it's
there.
obscene, the stuff that people are saying, but you know what? Again, they're ignorant, and we have to look at it like that. I'm trying to look at things objectively and to stay as calm as I can about stuff, especially the things that I'm hearing. I know the most negative stuff that's being said, and it's sickening. It's disgusting, and people really need to get a life. And if they have nothing positive to say, need to shut up. But it's not going to happen. Life's not fair. People aren't always going to be nice. And they're not going to look at things from other people's perspectives. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. They're going to judge people. They're going to pass judgments about something that they don't know. Stuff that's being said has been completely fabricated and twisted and everything else. And it's ridiculous. But you know what, Mom? Again, that's going to blow over. I'm not going to give the media anything when I get out of here. It sucks for them because I have nothing to say. All I want is my kid back, to be back with my family. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking. But I'm not going to ask any of them for it because they're not going to give that to me. They're not. I'll do whatever the hell I have to get my family back together. That's it. That's all I want to do. I will continue to...
Still think she's okay?
I know in my heart, Mom. I know in my gut she's all right. I can feel it. Every day that gets stronger. And I still know that she's coming home. I can still feel that she's coming home.
Do you think she's going to change her mind and let her... I mean, what can I say to her on the air? Because I can get one person to let me say what I need to say or what you want me to say to Zanny. What do you want me to tell her that's going to make her bring her back?
Just tell her that we forgive her. That all we want is our Kaylee. That's it.
I said that
that's
yesterday.
All. Well, Mom, that's all I can think of. That's all I can say because that's all I would say. Is that I forgive whoever has her. And that I just want her to come home. I just want my baby back. That's it.
I mean, think that they would actually do that?
I don't know what I
saying
can
that.
think anymore, Mom. You just keep saying it because it's the truth. That's all we want.
I know.
Our family's broken. We want to have that fixed. We know what that means to have our family broken apart by something now, by tragedy. We don't want this to any longer be a tragedy. I don't want to be one of those thousands of parents that has to deal with the possibility of never seeing their child again, with the potential of knowing that their child's alive and that they're with someone else. The thought of that every day makes me sick.
Do you think that she could be out of the country or anywhere?
Mom, I don't
I
want
know,
to have this
I
go
know.
into the same thing that it's
I
always been,
know,
so
I
please
know.
stop it. This is why I chose, this is one of the main reasons
No.
that I chose Dad. It's because he won't sit there and keep asking me the same questions 500 times over like you and Lee have done. I want to see each and every one of you, but at least with Dad, and honestly, the true main reason that I want to see him is because him and I have had a broken relationship for such a long time. And we were just finally starting to talk. The day that this unfolded, the day that I was brought here. It was impossible for me to make a decision like that, and I want you to understand where I was coming from. I also want Lee to understand where I was coming from. I said I wanted to see all three of you. You can't. You can only see one. Who do you want to see? And I sat there for a half hour and thought about it. Deliberated. And had to figure that out. And I hate having to do that. To have to make decisions like that of who in my family do I want to see more. It's not who I want to see more. It's just... I don't know. I don't know anymore.
It's just hard going into Kaylee's room now.
Yeah, I saw your picture in People magazine.
I love you, honey.
I love you too.
I want both my girls back. At least I know you're okay. I don't know about Kaylee. That's what makes it so hard every day.
I know that. But I'm really not okay. I may be in a place where you know that I'm at. But besides that, besides me being here physically,
At least you're safe. And we know where you're at. We don't know where Kaylee's at. We don't know if they're feeding her. They're hugging
Mom,
her, giving her
I know
love.
everything that they're saying. I know she's... I just know she's okay. I can feel it. I absolutely can feel it. Even on her birthday, that entire day, that was... it was completely miserable, like I told Dad. It's all I can think of to say. I mean, there's every adjective that I can think of that's bad that would have described how I felt, but honestly, nothing can describe what I was feeling. Nothing.
She's got a lot
She's-
of nice stuff.
I bet.
A lot of people, most of the people we don't even know, brought her flowers, balloons, little stuffed animals. Some stuff we haven't opened up. Just waiting for her to come home.
I'm glad that you guys have had so much support from the community, and even I have from out of state, from all over the country. People have been sending me letters and stuff, telling me to keep my head up.
Good.
Yeah, I'm getting stuff that's being sent through the mail. I mean, Michelle Murphy sent me a book. I hope one of you guys can tell her that I got it, and thank you.
You can have that book. Why can't you have your Bible?
Because nothing can be physically brought in from the outside. She bought me a book and had it sent to me. They sent me a Bible as soon as you said that I refused it. I didn't refuse it. I can't be given anything. You can't just bring stuff in and say, here you go. They have to check through stuff.
Well, I don't know. Just I gave it to Jose. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know, and he showed it to me, and I was like, well, I'd love to have that, but I don't think you can just give it to me. And he asked one of the officers when we were leaving that day, and we split from our meeting, and she said probably not. I mean, he could ask someone else, but...
Well, if we can get it back, maybe I can send it to you.
Yeah, if you can send it through the mail, they'll check
I'll
through
have
it
to
just
get
to
it
make
back,
sure.
though. I'm not sure where it's at. I think they have it.
No, I think Jose has it.
I don't think so. He would have given it back to me. I'll find out, though.
Jose probably still has it because he wouldn't have just given it to somebody because he asked right off the bat. I know if he couldn't have gotten that taken care of right away, that was, a couple weeks ago. He probably still has it.
All right. Well, Dad wants to talk to you some more.
Okay.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey.
Can you ask for something to write with so that you can send a note to the sheriff himself? Attention, Kevin Barry. Just listen to me for a second.
Yeah,
tell
I'm
him
listening.
that, and tell him that you want to speak to me, or Lee or Mom, and you want it to be done today. He can do it.
Well, Dad, how am I going to get any... I'm listening to you. How am I going to get anything to him? How can I get stuff to him?
Just ask someone corrections to give you paper and pen, whatever it's going to take, or pencil, just to write it, and you put it attention to him and just say, I need this to be delivered to him now. They will do that. Believe me. I've already discussed that with a lot of other people that they says, if you request that, they can do it. Believe me.
Okay, well then I'll do that.
Okay, and listen, it can be at a location that is not going to be recorded. It's going to be at a place that just you and I, or you and Lee, or just you and Mom can sit down and just talk. That's what it's about. It's not going to be over a phone. It's not going to be like we're doing right now. It's going to be face to face.
No, I understood the arrangements.
But I just want you to know, it can be done without anyone else being there except just us. Just like you and me, you and Lee, or you and Mom. It can be done, sweetie.
I understand that. That was...
And I'm trusting the people who told me that because they want us to have that time. Okay?
Well, if that's coming directly from the sheriff's department, I don't really trust anything that they've said, to be completely honest.
No, honestly, it didn't come directly from them, but they're the one that can...
I figured it wouldn't have. I know they're trying to put together a visit for us, which I appreciate very much.
Honestly, I'm telling you, it can be done quicker than even what you've been told. Believe me. Okay? There's
Well,
going to be
then I'll
nothing
do
going to be
that today.
recorded. There's nothing there. Like I said, just write it down. Say this has to be delivered to Mr. Kevin Barry, the sheriff, and he'll do it. He's already been talked to already, and he's willing to do anything he can for you, for us, especially for Kaylee. He'll do anything he can. Okay.
All right, I'll do that this morning.
All right, sweetie. Once that's
I know
all
it's
done,
early enough.
and once we get all that done, we can get together and get a chance to hug you and talk to you. Okay? Like I said, there's no recordings or nothing's going to be done.
I know. Well, even then, I mean, all I want to do is just tell you guys that I love you.
I
Be able to actually do that in person.
Yeah. I mean, doing this stuff is great, but having a chance to see you face to face, or being in the same room, it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, that's even what I said. Well, we've been in the same room, but to actually be able to communicate, because we haven't been able to do that yet. So.
Well, just like it says, they can set it up, and we can go forward. Okay. All right, sweetie. Listen, I love you. I love you. I love you so much.
I know. I love you too. Tell Lee that I love him and that I miss him, and I'm sorry I missed my visit with him. I felt so bad after I missed his visit, and then I missed your visit.
Okay, we just got that 5-minute notice.
Yeah. I know that he's been running himself ragged, and I feel so bad that Lee got sick out of all of this, but I understand. I mean, I know why. I've been feeling the same way.
Well, just realize that what we're doing is this is our 24-hour day job. You know, this
I know it is. I want to be right there with you guys. I really do, and I know that eventually I will be, but it can't happen fast enough.
That's very true. That's very true.
The only reason that I don't want to be here is so that I can be at home, so I can get Kaylee back faster.
Well,
That's the
I know
only
that.
reason. That's all I care about.
Well, if you can do that stuff, you know, today, do it this morning, it can be expedited a lot faster, believe me.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you're the boss. You know, you do what you need to do to get all this stuff going in that direction, okay? All right,
Well, as far as that's concerned, that one thing, yeah, I pretty much am. But with everything else, no. I'm being told what to do, when to do it, and everything else, Dad. No. You don't understand. I may have been the boss walking in here, but the roles have surely changed.
Okay. Well, I'm
Because
just
everything's
leaving
out of my control.
I'm just leaving that information for you because it can be done, sweetheart.
I'll get that done.
Okay. I'm going to let you talk to Mom for the last couple minutes or so, okay? And know that I love you, and I want you home. I want
I
Kaylee
love
home.
you too. I know.
Okay, so here's Mom.
I only got a minute.
Yeah. Well, we'll get that 1 minute warning, so we probably have about 3 minutes altogether. I know it's hard on everybody. I wish there was something that I could do to make it easier. I really do.
Do you want us to set up more visits?
Yeah, set up more visits. If they're not releasing stuff with you guys, I'll see you as many times as I can.
I'll have Lee set up his.
God, I want to see Lee, but if they're throwing his stuff out on the air, I don't know.
No, it's only the phone calls.
Oh, it's only been phone calls. It hasn't
Only phone calls, none of the video stuff.
No, I told that there was that first video that went on TV.
That was just with Pat.
Yeah.
They haven't released any of ours because the sheriff's department doesn't want it released. They can pick and choose what they
Well,
want.
then why
Casey.
the hell didn't they say that the first time?
Because the sheriff's department is going to pick and choose.
Well, yeah, I know they're going to pick and choose about stuff where they had been before.
Yeah.
Sorry, the more we say about them, the less likely they're going to want to put stuff on the media anyway, so...
Thank you very much. Exactly.
Well, hey, I've made sure that I've made a comment every single time. It's not me poking things on purpose, but I've kind of figured out what I can and can't say, pretty much, but what I can say to keep stuff off the TV, so... Unfortunately, most of that is my keeping my mouth shut, but again...
Well, they're finally trying to be nice to us again, so...
Good. They need to be nice to you, because if they're not, don't talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I want their help as much as we can get it, but they need to help us, too.
I know.
It needs to go both ways. It can't be one-sided.
I know.
I'll try to help them in whatever way that I can, but if they come in here attacking me, they're not getting shit. I'm sorry.
No.
I need to be looked at as a victim because I'm just as much of a victim. Okay, we have a minute.
There's your 1 minute.
Yeah. But I'm just as much of a victim as the rest of you. And it hasn't been portrayed that way, and it probably won't be, but I know that, and at least there are other people that know that and understand that.
I know.
So,
I know.
please give Lee my love, give Mallory my love, tell everyone how much I miss them, and I'll see everyone soon.
I hope so. Okay, Dad wants to say goodbye.
I love you, Mom.
Love you.
Listen, know that you can trust me, you can trust Mom, and you can trust Lee.
Oh, I know that.
Just know that.
Absolutely.
Okay, may the attorneys approach sidebar, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the statements in the video related to the opinions expressed by others concerning Ms. Anthony's counsel must not be considered by you in any way as proof of any issues in this case. You are to disregard those opinions concerning Ms. Anthony's counsel. All right, who's the state's next witness?
Charity Beasley.
All right.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. I do.
The sentence.
Charity Beasley, CHARITY BEASLEY.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Please tell the members of the jury how you are employed.
I am employed with the Orange County Sheriff's Office as a detective for the Domestic Crimes Unit.
How were you employed back in July of 2008?
I was employed as a detective in the Domestic Violence Unit.
Same thing?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. How long have you been with the Orange County Sheriff?
Approximately 7.5 years.
In July of 2008, were you asked to assist another detective by the name of Yuri Melich in collecting some items from the Anthony family at 4937 Hope Spring Drive?
Yes.
Did the collection of these items take place on July 16th of 2008?
Yes.
What items were you asked to collect?
Specifically a vehicle, a laptop computer, and several miscellaneous items.
All right. The vehicle that you were asked to collect, can you describe this for us?
It was a white Pontiac Sunfire.
Okay. And how did you achieve that collection?
Can you elaborate or?
You didn't go drive it back to the sheriff's office, I take it. There had to be some other way that it got from one place to another.
Correction. Yes, it was towed to the forensics lab at the sheriff's office.
Okay. Towed from the address on Hope Spring?
Yes.
Okay. Prior to its towing, did you do anything to secure it?
I sealed the vehicle.
How?
The doors and the trunk.
How did you seal
them? With evidence tape.
Okay. Did you open the doors or the trunk in any way prior to your sealing it?
No.
Did you remove any items from the vehicle prior to your sealing it?
No.
All right. You indicated that the car was towed. Did you follow the tow truck from Hope Spring Drive to any particular location?
Yes, I did.
Tell us what happened.
The wrecker arrived at the residence, and it was towed to the Orange County Sheriff's Office Forensics Bay, and I followed the tow truck the entire way.
Okay. Did you turn over the vehicle at that point to another member of the Orange County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I did.
Who would that have been?
That would be crime scene investigation.
You had mentioned that you were also given some items while you were at the residence.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Provided to you in any sort of container?
Yes, several of the items were presented to me in a blue plastic crate.
Okay. All right. Would those items have included a doll?
Yes.
A Dora backpack?
Yes.
A child's toothbrush?
Yes.
A black leather bag?
Yes.
Various papers?
Yes.
The blue plastic crate you mentioned?
Yes.
And plastic clothes hangers?
Yes.
Okay. During the first part of your testimony, you mentioned a laptop computer.
Yes, I did.
Okay. How did you receive the laptop?
Cindy Anthony gave me the laptop computer.
Okay. Was it plugged in at some point when you were there, or was it handed to you unplugged and off?
It was handed to me unplugged and off to my recollection.
Did you do anything to try to turn it on or inspect the contents of it in any way?
No, I did not.
Okay. You fill out a property form when you receive these items, correct?
Yes, I did.
Right. On that property form, did you record the type of computer as well as the serial number?
I believe so. I would have to refer to my report to confirm.
All right. Your Honor, at this point, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Refresh your recollection as to the details. Can you tell us the type of laptop and the serial number after reviewing
Yes,
the
it was.
paperwork that you prepared in connection with the seizure of these items?
Yes, it was a compact laptop computer, and according to my property form, the serial number is CND6430RKH.
Would you have recorded that serial number at the time that you collected the item from Mrs. Anthony, or when you got it to the forensics or to someone else at the sheriff's office?
No, I recorded that actually at the Anthony residence.
Okay. What did you do with these items once you returned with the car at forensics? What did you do with the other items that were provided to you?
I provided the other items to the crime scene investigator, Gerardo Bloisy, except for the compact laptop computer and the power cord.
Who did those go to?
They were turned over to Detective Sandy Kahn with the Computer Crimes Unit.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That's all the questions I have for the witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
Good day, Ms. Beasley.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, and you?
When you went to the Hope Springs Drive address, had you been made aware of all the activities or some of the activities that had occurred there the night before?
Can you be more specific?
Well, had you talked to Detective Melich?
As far as details regarding this, no, I had not.
You didn't just go to this place in the blind, did you? I mean, you knew there had been an investigation going on the entire night before, didn't you?
No, sir.
You knew nothing?
I didn't say I knew nothing. Can you be more specific as
You
to...
tell me what you knew before you went there about this case.
I knew that there was an active initial investigation regarding a missing child.
And so you were dispatched to go and retrieve a car,
I was
among other things.
I was requested to respond to the Anthony's residence to collect certain
I'm
items.
over here. I'm over here. Look,
Mr. Mason, all she needs to do is answer your questions. Go ahead, ma'am.
you were dispatched to get the car and miscellaneous other items.
Yes, I was requested to respond to the Anthony's residence to pick up several items.
And when you got to the car, you were to supervise the towing of it?
What do you mean by supervise?
Well, are you there as the official representing the sheriff to see who was going to come and get the car and preserve the chain of custody of it?
I was the individual sent to collect the car, so it would have been my job to seal the car and oversee that it was actually brought to the sheriff's office.
And to seal it?
Correct.
And when you say to seal it, did you take tape and put it all around the doors?
No. When we seal a car, you're putting a small piece of evidence tape across each opening of the vehicle, such as the doors or the trunk.
Each opening?
Yes.
That included the trunk?
That did include the trunk.
And you personally did it?
Yes.
And you didn't smell any odor from the trunk of that car, did you?
Can you phrase that as a question?
That is a question, ma'am. You did not smell any odor from the trunk of that car, did you?
I don't recall if I did or not that day.
And this computer that you were handed by Miss Cindy Anthony,
Yes.
did you even open it to see if it had any battery life or anything like that in it?
No, I did not.
So it was completely down.
To my knowledge.
You never did anything else with it then yourself?
No,
Turn it over to Ms. Kahn, is that you said?
that is correct.
Other than the items that you've just told us about, told Ms. Jane Burdick about the miscellaneous items you recovered, and you're sealing all of the openings of the car, were you involved in any other aspect of this case?
Such as?
You tell me. You're the detective. Were you involved in anything else in this case?
I was requested to go and and collect these items and bring them back to the sheriff's office. That was my involvement in this case.
So the simple answer is no, sir, Mr. Mason, I was not.
No, sir, I was not.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
No redirect.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. You may be excused, ma'am. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now the time is approximately 7 minutes to the hour of noon. We're going to recess for lunch until 1:30. Your lunch variety will probably change next week. We will have to take you down to another floor to give you more room. Trying to arrange for a buffet to be brought in. Okay? All right. All right, we'll be in recess. Please remember all of my previous admonitions to 1:30. Okay, you may be seated. All right, let the record reflect that the defendant is present along with counsel for the defendant, assistant state attorneys, both sides ready to proceed.
Very end.
What's up? I just turned it on.
Okay. I'm not certain, but I reasonably believe from who I see out there that the state's about to want to get into the dog issues. And we have the Harris case as well as your order. We have not been provided with any discovery revealing the existence of field performance logs showing failure rates that the Supreme Court says is mandatory and essential. So I thought we'd raise that issue now. I don't know how you want to handle it or how they want to handle it with witnesses. I'm sure they have some that can testify without that, but comes to dogs, comes the Harris case.
Ms. Burdick?
Well, I disagree with Mr. Mason's assessment of what the requirements are under the case issued recently by the Florida Supreme Court. I have them here in the event that we get that far. I'm not thinking that we will get to these witnesses today. What we're going to do in advance of that is have crime scene technicians laying the predicate for some of the evidence that the expert witnesses who will be called tomorrow are going to testify to. So we need to handle all of that before we get to the cadaver dog issues. So they were here in an abundance of caution so that there's not really any dead time with this jury, as the court has encouraged us to be mindful of their circumstance. But I intend to have at least 4 or 5 witnesses prior to getting to that issue.
Okay. All right, let's return to jury. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Did you heed all of my previous admonitions? Hope you had an enjoyable lunch. Okay, state recognized presence of jury. Does the defense?
Yes, sir, we do.
State may call in next witness.
Your Honor, the state would call Awilda McBride.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I Slide, please. Awilda McBride, AWILDA, MCBRYDE.
You may proceed.
Thank you. How are you employed, ma'am?
I'm with the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked for the Sheriff's Office?
10 years.
Apparently, there are certain radio frequencies that may occur from time to time that causes that, so let's continue.
I'm sorry, ma'am, you worked for the Sheriff's Office for 10 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Back in July of 2008, what was your assignment with the Orange County Sheriff?
I worked in the Missing Persons Unit.
Okay, in what capacity?
I was a missing persons investigator.
What job duties does a missing persons investigator have?
We look for missing runaways, missing people, children, adults, anything that has to do with a missing person going amber, anything like that.
Okay. Now, are you a sworn law enforcement officer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you an individual within the missing persons unit who would assist detectives and other law enforcement officers in locating and doing background work regarding missing persons?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In July of 2008, in connection with the employment that you've just described, did you have an occasion to meet with Mr. George Anthony?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you accompany, or did Mr. Anthony accompany you to a location off of Narcoossee Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell the members of the jury when that took place?
That was when Kaylee was reported missing, and I was told by Corporal Yuri Mellish to go with them to that location is Johnson's Towing, okay, to recover a trash bag.
All right. Do you recall, or do the records of the Orange County Sheriff reflect that the trip to Johnson's Wrecker took place on July 16th of 2008?
That it's reflected on the Sheriff's Office paperwork.
Okay. Did you use that paperwork to refresh your recollection for your testimony here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you went to that location with Mr. Anthony, was it already dark out?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you gain access to Johnson's Wrecker?
The gate was closed. We had to call the number that was on the gate. One of the drivers, by the last name, I believe Hudon or something like that, opened the gate for us, and that's how we gained entry into the Johnson's Towing area.
Did you identify yourself as being with the Orange County Sheriff's Office in order to gain access?
Yes, I explained to him what we were doing. I also showed him my badge, showing him that I worked for the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and I explained to them the vehicle that was in question, that was with George Anthony, and George Anthony was with me when we were telling him that we needed to get the trash can out of the dumpster, and George Anthony knew what dumpster it was.
Okay. Were you able to gain access to this dumpster then at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a camera with you?
Yes, ma'am.
If I may have what's been marked as states X for identification. Ma'am, can you see on your screen X for identification?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize what's shown there?
Yes.
What do you recognize it to be?
It's the trash can that the dumpster where we went.
Okay. There is a month, day, and year associated with that photograph. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that photograph taken prior to your gaining any access to the interior of the dumpster?
Yes. We went in, well, I apologize. We went in through the gate, and before we started looking inside the trash can, I took a picture of the dumpster.
Okay. Is that photograph a fair and accurate representation then of the exterior of that dumpster on the property of Johnson's Wrecker as of July 16th, 2008?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point, I would seek to introduce X for identification as the state's next numbered exhibit in evidence.
What says the defense?
No objection, sir.
It will be received in evidence as states numbered.
Permission to publish this item to the jury, Your Honor.
You may publish.
All right, Ms. McBride, it appears that there are sections to the lid to that dumpster.
Yes.
Okay. Were those sections of the lid in that position upon your arrival at Johnson's Wrecker?
No.
Okay. How were they situated?
They were closed.
Everything closed?
Yes.
Okay. How did they get opened prior to your taking this picture?
We opened them.
Who's we?
George Anthony, I, and Mr. Hudo.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Hudo, the employee of Johnson's Wrecker.
Okay. Did you touch anything inside the dumpster prior to taking this photograph?
No.
If I may have Y for identification, please. Ms. McBride, can you see Y for identification?
Yes.
Do you recognize it?
Yes.
What do you recognize it to be?
That is the trash bag that I retrieved. It's the one on your right that has like the pizza box.
Okay. Now, is this photograph taken prior to anyone touching that item?
No, we took the picture first before we removed anything or touched anything.
Okay. You took this picture, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Does the photograph fairly and accurately represent the condition of this bag of trash prior to your removing it from the dumpster?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this point, I would seek to introduce Y for identification into evidence as the state's next numbered exhibit.
What says the defense?
No objection, sir.
It will be received in evidence as states numbered.
Permission to publish this item to the jury, Your Honor?
You may publish.
All right. You can actually touch the screen and make marks on it. If you would just circle the item that you were referring to that was ultimately collected. Keep your finger on the screen when you do it. Okay. At any point in time, did you open that bag?
No.
Did anyone touch the bag but you?
No, only me. I had gloves on and I put it into a brown paper bag after I retrieved it.
Okay. What did you do with it after retrieval?
We put it in the brown paper bag. I pulled it. I opened a brown paper bag. I put it in there. I used 2 trash bags, and then I put it in the trunk of my vehicle, my agency vehicle.
Okay. Now you put the white plastic bag inside a brown paper bag and then put that inside another item?
No, The trash bag was too small, so I wanted to cover the whole bag to preserve the evidence that was inside. So I took the brown paper bag, I put that white bag inside of it, and then I took another brown paper bag and put it over it also, just to conceal that bag.
All right, so you're talking about a double paper bag over this plastic bag.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said you put it into the trunk?
Yes.
Of your agency vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you access it again?
No, ma'am, until I got to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. Was Mr. Anthony in the vehicle with you as you placed the item into your trunk?
Yes.
Okay. Did you allow him to have any access to the bag?
No.
Was he dropped off prior to your return to the Orange County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
What happened to the item in 75 once you got to the Sheriff's Office?
When I got to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, I walked directly to the forensics unit to meet one of the forensics CSI officers there.
Who?
George Belosi.
Is that Gerardo? Loise?
Yes, Gerardo. Yes.
I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. I always do. Okay. And you turned that over directly to him, is what you're telling us?
Yes.
Okay. Would that have been your last opportunity to have any access to that item?
Yes, I did the property form, handed it over to him, and then Yuri Mellish came down.
Okay.
Corporal Yuri Mellish.
Were you also asked to retrieve another item from the Anthony residence at 4937 Hope Spring Drive, this time on July 17th of 2008?
Yes.
Okay. What item were you asked to retrieve on that date?
A computer tower and a digital camera.
Okay. Do you recall, or did the records of the Orange County Sheriff reflect what time you would have received the items that you described on July 17th of 2008?
The Orange County Sheriff's Office records reflect.
Okay. Do you recall at this point, or do you need the record to refresh your recollection?
If I can see the paperwork, because I don't remember what time it was. I know what items I picked up.
Okay. If I may approach the witness, Your Honor.
You may.
As to the retrieval date and time.
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
That was on the 16th at 12. Sorry. It was, I'm sorry, the 17th at 12:15 of July.
What did you do with those items after you retrieved them?
We brought them to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Who is we?
Me and Tanya DePalmo.
Okay. Who is Tanya DePalma?
Tanya DePalma was also a missing persons investigator.
Okay. Is that somebody who accompanied you to the Anthony residence to retrieve those items?
Yes.
Are you the person that actually took possession?
Yes.
Would it be accurate to say that the item that you took possession of was a HP Pavilion computer tower Q520N?
Yes.
And the camera was a Polaroid digital camera?
Yes.
What did you do with those items after they were retrieved on July 17th?
We got to the Orange County Sheriff's Office and we gave it to Sergeant John Allen and Corporal Yuri Mellish.
Okay. Did you have contact at that point with Sandra Kahn
I did not know.
Okay. Would that have been the last opportunity that you would have had to access either of those items?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I have no other questions of this witness at this time.
Cross-examination. May the witness be excused, Ms. Burdick.
Yes, you may.
Thank you, ma'am. You may be excused.
Thank you.
State may call its next witness.
Christine Narkowitz.